The Keystone XL pipeline was protested for a number of months because of significant fears, not only about the damage the construction of the pipeline initially would do, but also the continuing threat that would exist as long as the pipeline existed, that it would someday leak. And we were assured that that would not happen, but of course it has happened. It's happened before and it just happened again, with more than 9,000 barrels of oil estimated to have spilled from a leak in the Keystone pipeline in northeastern North Dakota. It's the second significant spill in 2 years in the pipeline that runs from Canada's tar sands region and through 7 US states. The oil spill affected a wetlands area. TC Energy, formerly known as TransCanada, and which operates the pipeline, said Thursday an estimated 9,120 barrels of oil, around 383,000 gallons, enough to fill half of an Olympic-sized swimming pool, was released in the spill. Man, those Olympic-sized swimming pools sure can hold a lot.
Yes.
That's what I learned from this. But anyway, the company put out a statement saying, our emergency response team contained the impacted area and oil has not migrated beyond the immediately affected area. And I don't know what that means.
Well, oil.
So it only affected the area that it affected.
Yes, that's it, and that's all it ever has been. Was
what else could it have affected than the part that it affected?
It just sounds like a statement that should make you think you shouldn't worry. But if you're in the affected area, of course you would worry. And this is precisely what people said they were afraid of, and this is the part that people know about.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's very difficult to monitor the entire expanse of this pipeline. But yeah, pipelines go for miles and miles, and this is exactly what people were complaining about. And the reason they complained about it before is because they know pipelines leak, and they know that areas are affected because they always are. And then when the statement afterwards is for you not to worry about the thing that you warned folks about, it just makes you feel terrible.
Yeah.
And they're gonna move on because of course they will.
Yeah, well, because this is just a minor little blip, and then they'll continue making money. If you feel terrible, as Brett alluded to, don't. They're on this. Crews are using vacuum trucks and backhoes to recover the oil.
Watch your mouth.
They're using backhoes to recover the oil? That seems lower tech than I would have expected. So this was terrible. Back in November of 2017, more than 200,000 gallons of oil, around 4,700 barrels, so about half as much, leaked in South Dakota. So from 2017 spill to 2019 spill, it's twice as bad. I'm not amazing at math, but wait until a couple more years go by. I don't know. But anyway, the important thing here, and the reason we're covering this, is not only to say we knew this was going to happen, and in fact it did happen, and it vindicates all of the efforts of so many people who try to stop it from happening, but because this company is trying to make something else happen, and that's another expansion to the pipeline. TC Energy is seeking to build the Keystone XL pipeline that would begin in Alberta, Canada, and go to Seal City, Nebraska. There's a public comment period for this new pipeline that ends November 18th. So you still have almost 3 weeks to lodge public comments, which I'm sure the US government will take very seriously, especially considering what just happened during this period.
They're gonna take your comments and clean them up with vacuum trucks and backhoes.
Well, you know what? Let's fill up those backhoes with negative comments. We may not be able to stop it just yet, but we can at least go on the record as saying that we stood against this when there was time. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.